Well, we had messaged about it a little bit, but Saturday morning I got to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame and watch the film with a group of young kids from the Seaside Minor Hockey Association. And it was such an amazing experience to see that impact of the film play out in real time. But you obviously saw the film at TIFF. What was your experience of watching the film with people?
Oh my God, I was crying the whole time. I was sitting there and it felt like I was so nostalgic. Like I was like picturing my first time on skates. I was picturing like championship games and then like going to acting school and then sitting there, and my mom was next to me, who obviously followed me throughout all of that process and really pushed me to become an actor. And I just, like, tears did not stop the whole time. It was so special. Like, it's a really well-done hockey film.
It's really a love letter to hockey.
What I need you to understand is that nobody's offering you any free handouts. Now, hockey will teach you what you need to survive in this world. But you gotta work 3 times harder than the next man. How's that taste, boy?
Now, your experience or your journey into acting isn't really unlike other people's, but you were also balancing playing high-level sports. And so talk me through that transition. What was it like when you passed the baton off from hockey to acting and then kind of ran with it?
So I was in grade 12, and, you know, everybody's talking about what they're going to do next year. And a lot of people on my team were talking about what university they're going to go play hockey on. Like, a lot of the girls I played with went on to do university hockey. And I was captain of this AAA team, so a lot of eyes on me and, like, a lot of pressure and stuff, and assuming that I was going to go to university to play hockey. And I was like, I don't know if I can continue with this sport, because at the time I was like, there's nowhere to go with it. Like,
the path wasn't as clear, obviously, as it is now.
Exactly. So we were doing playoffs, like, in my last season, and I remember it was like 2 minutes left, and we like pulled our goalie, and we're just giving it everything we could to win this game. And like, so many emotions were happening in my body. Like, my dad, my uncle, my aunt, my mom were in the stands. And when the buzzer went, I did not know at that time that, like, all of those emotions were going to flood over me. And I just, like, went to my knees and started crying. And I was like, so, like, all this hard work for what? You know, at that moment I was like, for what? And the whole drive home I was just bawling. Like, I could barely form words, because I was just like, why did I, like, do this? And then for it to come to this. So to sit in Youngblood and experience this beautiful hockey movie, I could not stop crying.
The thing, too, is, like, I went to theater school, and so, you know, we're trained as emotional athletes, and, like, I have no idea what it's like to be a high-level athlete or trained in that way, but that's what it felt like to me. But you have the mindset of a high-level athlete, so how does that transfer into the entertainment industry, which is, like, notoriously very, very difficult? Is there a bit of an edge because you're used to that kind of pressure?
Yes, 100%. I mean, the moment that I went to acting college, my professors were like, you hold yourself, like, very, like, you're a very tough person. You should probably loosen up a little bit. Like, if you want to, you know, you got to be more open. So the professor was like, you should start tap dancing to be a little more light on your feet. And I was like, wait.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
And I was like, what? Like, did I just waste my entire childhood playing all these sports? Because that truly has made me who I am today, and I take pride in that. And then I'm told, no, you should be lighter, you should be, you know, singing in the hallways, like, let loose and stuff. And I'm like, that's just not who I am. And why, like, for actors, it's good to come from all different types of backgrounds to become a character, right?
Of course, yeah.
So what hockey and sports has taught me is, like, I can, like, my coach has yelled at me, has told me to, like, smarten up, has told me to work harder, has also been, like, you know, given me confidence, and like, I was always captain a lot of the time, or assistant captain. So I I had a lot of responsibility and a lot of grit growing up in sports. So when it came to acting, and acting is very much like you have to push yourself as hard as you can, like to find a career. Like you got to put yourself in these situations that butterflies are happening. And like I experienced butterflies twice a week growing up, every week. And like, I understand how hard it is to get really good at something. So I kind of took that mindset with my sports background into acting, and it has really helped me be just like clear-headed about it all and competitive.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, let's fast forward a little bit. So you get the audition for this movie. What was your process kind of going through the casting, getting the film, and then kind of, you know, because there was a little bit of time that it developed, like over a few years. So what was that process like for you?
So I got the first audition in November 2021. And I remember my friend, who's an actress as well, she's from Byron Bay, Australia. So hockey is not her thing. And she was like, so should I bother auditioning for this? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, do not waste your time. This is mine. And I was in a competitive women's league at the time in Nova Scotia. And they were like, hockey footage, like, if you can. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give you some hockey footage.
I can do that.
Yeah. I'm going to show you that you cannot pick anybody else. Yeah. So gave them the hockey footage. And then also for my self-tape, I was in goalie gear. I had a net behind me. I had my like goalie mask at the top of my head when I was talking, like very actually similar as to, because it was a scene that's in the film where me and Dean are like, he's shooting pucks at me. So it was that scene. And honestly, I look back at that tape. I had like really short hair at the time. Other than that, it's like the same. Yeah, same energy. And so at the time when I first started auditioning, the late and very talented Charles Officer was connected to the film. And he was a hockey player himself. So the story was very true and connected to his journey in life. And he could tell immediately, like in my first callback, like I started talking about hockey and I started crying about how much it meant to me and how much it shaped me. And like we just connected on this whole other level. And then we followed each other on social media and stuff. And I would play hockey, so I had some like hockey footage up sometimes. He would comment on it and we'd have conversations. And towards like a month before he passed, he was like, I wanted to let you know that we're still like looking at you for Youngblood, and I hope someday we can work together. And so I truly do feel like we have worked together, and I hope I have made him and his family proud, and I know that Ashton has done the same. So it's been like such a journey with this film. Like every year I was writing in my notes like manifesting like I will be Jessie Chadwick. I would drive in the car and I'd be like, hi, I'm Jessie Chadwick, and la la la, like literally like the
putting
most
it out there in every way.
the most I've ever manifested for a role. But I worked really hard for it too. Yeah.
Where do you feel Charles's legacy appears most in the film?
I mean, the entire story of Dean Youngblood, I don't know exactly what it was like for him growing up as a black hockey player in a predominantly white sport, but I'd have to imagine it was very similar to Dean Youngblood's story. And I love, like, I know that Ashton took the liberty to really add little, like, one-liners. They're banging on the table and they're saying something like, we do this for Officer, or we do this for Charles, or whatever it was. And so I love that, and I love how in one of the in the background of one of the scenes, it's like number 16, and Officer is in the back. So I do think we did a really good job at the film. So I hope he's proud of it.
What was your into Jessie? I mean, I know obviously there's quite a few parallels between you and her, but did you find that there was an easy way into her or a more difficult path to get into her?
It was so easy, but I say that because I lived it, you know, like I just even doing a scene in a hockey rink, I could look around and be like, my dad used to stand over there, and in between periods he would pull out my jersey and be like, why are you taking it wide, like go to the net, like you don't pass blindly in front of the net, like, which is like, I know that I don't have a lot of scenes with my dad in the film, Coach Chadwick, but I could already, feel that tension. Like I could create that with him, and his energy is actually very similar to my dad. So I was like, this is really like familiar. Like the quiet, like sternness of him. I'm like, that is my dad. And I would be in the chair, like getting ready for the day, and I could see Ashton out of the corner of my eye, like really preparing. I'm like, oh, should I prepare? I've prepared all my life for this. So it's one of those roles where it's just like, it's very kismet. Like I did not expect that my acting career would turn out this way. I thought hockey was going to be my downfall. Like, again, like what the professors were saying, and spending all my childhood with this sport. I'm like, well, what was that for? Well, how's that going to help me in acting?
Yeah. There's so many amazing lessons to take away from the film. One of my favorites, and I'm going to read it, sports don't build character. They reveal it.
That is I just got shivers because
and it's so timely. I mean, boy, have we seen that play out in real time of recent hockey news. What is one of your favorite takeaways from the film?
Not giving up. Like the grit, because like every day we could give up. I could give up on acting tomorrow, like I'm always trying to push myself forward even when there's a ton of roadblocks, and like that's what Dean did. And like there's people you meet on the way that support you or challenge you, and it is up to you to push forward and use like life and the challenges to get you where you want to go. Like it is like sports and acting are very similar as to it's a hard.
You're putting your body on the line in both. Really, it's hard.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, just like I think every day for acting, for sports, you're like, I should just give up. Like it's too hard, it's too much. I'm never gonna make it. So that grit and the hard work, and like also Dean learning to become this new hockey player, like one that his dad was telling him. It's hard when you grow up. You're like, I am my own person now. Yeah. I'm going to have to make my own decisions.
I'll change gears here, though. I know you've taken in a couple of PWHL Takeover Tour games out east. Okay, tell me about your experience of being able to go to those games.
Oh, my God. It was like Marie-Philippe. I always like because I want to do it in a French accent. Marie-Philippe was playing at the first game that I saw. Yeah. And I was just like, I can't believe, like, I get to see her play in front of me, and I was only like 3 rows away from the glass. Yes. And so, that was so special. It was, Halifax needs a PWHL team because it was crowded. It was both packed. Games. Yeah, yep. Completely packed. And so we have a great arena for it. I think the fans are there, and it was like thrilling to experience it. Like I was just smiling the whole time. Like I was looking up the women's ages, and I was like, oh, I could have. But, like, I would have went into the sport blindly, not knowing that there was going to be this amazing league, and it's just at the start. So I'm so excited to see where it goes, and hopefully Halifax will get a team.
I was interviewing Rachel Reed, the author of the Game Changer series, who's also from Halifax.
Yes.
And I put her on the spot, so I'm going to do the same to you. Okay. If you could brainstorm some team names for a Halifax team, what would you want?
Okay. A really stupid thing came to mind, and I say this as a joke, like Halifax Donaires or something.
That's what she said.
Stop.
She said the same thing.
Stop. Okay. That's like not
so, I mean, we know you can manifest, so
maybe like there's a really well-known team in Halifax for boys and girls, and it's the Halifax Hawks. So it could be something like that, or it could be like the Halifax, the harbor, but that doesn't really sound enticing. But
I like something with the water.
Yeah,
something in the water is cool. Yeah, something nautical.
Yeah, something like that. Like we gotta look up some words to do with the ocean and something like that. Like it can't. Yeah, so something with water would be good. Yeah, not Donaires.
That one's just the nickname the fans give the team.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about how many lessons the film is going to teach people, and you've kind of touched on the lessons that hockey has taught you, but I'm wondering if you can give us a little bit more of that.
I mean, I still play hockey to this day. I had a playoff game on Sunday, and I play in a co-ed league now, so there's only like 1 or 2 girls on each team.
Okay.
So a lot of the men that I play against a lot of men, like bigger, really sturdy men. And even on Sunday, I was so determined to win. It was igniting like everything in my body. So hockey has just like made me feel alive in my body, feel confident in my body. Like I some friends and family say that I like walk with this determination and kind of like hockey swag, where it's like hockey has made me competitive, determined, resilient, wanting to win in life in any way, and being ready to fight for it.
Yeah, it's amazing that you have that outlet and the creative outlet, and then in the end, you didn't really have to give up one for the other.
I know.
Which is so amazing.
I'm like, what is happening?
Just ride the wave.
I know.
You know, it's working out for you.
It's working out. Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so excited for people to see this movie. All the best to you.
Thanks so much for having me, Alex.